Hey,
Bow,
we're,
bow, 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 bow.
we're live on the Chase and Shep show for Mental Health Monday and
For the 100th time.
the 100th time. 100 official episodes. Where's it at? Where's it at? I don't have any like horns or nothing. Woo! Woo!
It's lit.
Chase and Shep, 100 episodes.
It's
100
been some
episodes, Chase and Shep.
it's
It's
been some good times.
It has been some good times from 25 Slaves at Christmas, our humble beginnings, to the Chase and Shep show, Screen Break, and now we're in season 3. So much more ahead. It's just it's a good feeling.
Doing fun shit. Had a big week last week.
We did.
A lot of content that dropped to help get us here to 100.
Yes, indeedy.
So thank you. Thank you to the 420. Thank you to anybody that picked up the mixtape, listened to the shit, watched any of the shit, and have joined us since then. I know Chase was live last night, said he got a couple peeps.
Yeah,
Welcome.
and thanks for joining me last night. To those peeps who joined me last night, I appreciate
Welcome to the show.
it. Welcome to the Chase and Shep show. Only getting better all
Only.
all the time. 100 in, dude. And honestly, we really have. We've really improved quite a bit, which brings us to our theme for tonight: reflection. We wanted to get into reflection tonight for our 100th episode. It just felt right, you know.
Yeah.
It just felt right, man. I
It
feel like
did.
there's a lot to reflect on.
There's always a lot to reflect on in life, I feel like, at certain times. Reflecting can be nice. Um, I feel like there is a line within that, though. I feel like you don't want to reflect too much to where it becomes dwelling. I don't like to dwell,
No, you don't
but I
want to.
like to reflect. I like to reflect on the good and the bad in life.
I
You
agree.
know,
Don't be a prisoner to your past, though.
no.
Don't do that.
But after a really good lesson, that's always, to me, one of the best things to do is to sit, reflect. Maybe you made the wrong choice. Maybe you made the right choice. It's good to reflect and know what you did right and wrong and where you can go better, go about it better the next time you're going about things in life or the situation comes up again. Of course, 100 episodes, it's nice to look back on where we started. As a musician, I'm reflecting on my past all the time. 18 years worth of music is a lot. So reflecting back too far can be dangerous because it's nasty. It don't sound good. But it's always a humbling. I always find it humbling. You know what I mean? In
Yeah.
any sort of aspect. Even like when I've watched one of our new episodes and it's re-kicked back to the very first one we ever did. And we both are like, just like, so we've talked about this on here before since too. But it's nice to sit there and watch that to be like, damn, like, I can't believe at that point I was so scared to even do this. And now I'll click live on my own shit on my own and be like, what up?
Right.
How's
Yeah.
it going?
We've definitely come a long way from that first. When I originally decided to put that clip into that skit, um, I was just gonna edit something where like we said it a bunch of time, like 25 Slaves of Christmas. But we were just so awkward at that point that we just said it 7 times. So it's just like long way from two dudes in a recliner talking on holiday themed horror movies. But I'm glad, something to reflect on for me as an artist, going back past Chase and Shep. I don't know what it is about holidays, man, that have grafted themselves to me as an artist, but it's happened, and I guess I have to accept that. I have 2 short films under my belt now, both holiday based. The Chase and Shep show was built upon holidays, and now holidays is a big thing. So
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know.
it's our thing though, man. I enjoy it. Yeah, it's like I think we were talking about it like a week or two ago on the show, maybe 2 weeks with somebody, and we were talking about how the whole thing basically. I think it was actually with what's his name?
Tyler.
Yeah, Tyler. Afterwards, and he was like, "How'd this all start?" And it was like, well, originally started with me coming to Chase being like, yo, I want to do a YouTube thing that's about, horror themed Christmas movies and call it the 25 Slays of Christmas. And at the end of it, we were just, feeling so good about it. We're like, let's just keep it on going, man. Fuck it. Let's do this. And it really boomed into something at that point. Because I really don't think we kicked off until the new year. Poof.
Oh yeah, we did not become the Chase and Shep show until the new year.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had because you hit me with the idea for 25 Slays of Christmas in October because I was doing my 31 Days of Halloween, and it happened to be the first year I finally succeeded at that too. I finally hit my 31 movies, and then you hit me with I kind of want to do this 25 Slays of Christmas, to which I asked you the same question that everybody asks. Are there 25 Christmas themed horror movies? To which I can now answer confidently, not only yes, is there 25? Oh, goddamn. There's so much more. There's so many more. So it'll be cool to, we're at 100 episodes now, but it'll be cool to get to 25 Slays 2 this year and to look back and be like, wow, man, like I did this for a year. And for something that I originally wasn't going to do either. I told you to do it on your own because you hit me with it, and I'm like, I mean, that sounds cool. I want to do that with you, but I just watched 31 horror movies. Like 31 days of horror movies is a lot, so I didn't want to watch. I didn't want to turn around and watch 25 days.
But you pulled through for a homie.
Honestly,
and that's what you did.
I was like, honestly, okay, that sounds like fun. Like when you sent me the list, and I was like, all right, all right, let's do it.
And here we are, and it's nice to look back on those times, and it will be really fun when we hit the 25 Slays. I think this year, I think if we kept that ball rolling, and I think when we got into like 3, probably 4, I feel like is where we'd get into trouble with, like, maybe we've ran out of holiday movies for this one, because I would think there was at least 75
definitely
Christmas themed horror movies.
But you know what happens once we run out, though, is we just have to
make them
our own. We'll just start making our own, doing our own.
Now that would be. I hope that's something that can be down the line, but I hope that can be something, because I feel like 25.
I've been thinking on it for so long about
25 different little shorts over the course of the 25 Slays.
Give Death December a run for their fucking money.
Yeah. Actually do pretty cool ones.
Yeah, right? Ours are all dope. It's Chase and Shep's 25 Slays of Christmas. That would be rad.
That's exactly what it would be. It would just be 25 Slays of Christmas, the series. And then you guys will know, like, oh shit.
I'm you know what? I'm with that, just because like I love shows like that, like Tales from the Crypt and shit like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Here's something, again, reflecting kind of on ourselves and the Chase and Shep show and how we got here. Something I've noticed lately, because I was telling you the other day that I kind of have this little thing. We might not be completely done with the 420 content yet. We might revisit a little bit of it later on down the line. But it was an idea, essentially, to do a visual album from start to finish. And it's like, that's something I talked to you about. Like, that's one of my goals going into this year. That's something I'd really like to do. Well, then I started thinking about it today on my drive home, just like, I don't know, all the things that I've wanted to do. Like, what kind of stuff do I want to do? Like, what kind of stuff do I watch? I'm like, I want to make one of these. I want to make one of these. Like, and I feel like with the Chase the Chef show, we've started knocking a lot of those off the list. And honestly, like, thinking on that today just made me feel like, win or lose, whether we succeed or we fail here, at the end of this, if we die from getting vaccinated, I get to say, hey man, I was doing what I loved. I got to do the things that I wanted to do in life before I peaced out. And so I think it's definitely my favorite part of Chase and Shep is it's all about Chase and Shep, man. You know,
Well, and trying different things, and then like being, like, man, I don't know really at first, but then when you're seeing it, you're like, oh shit, and then that's building it up, man. Between us, I feel like
yeah,
it's building
I
that
think
up.
that's why the show has continued to get better is because we get excited with our work. You know, we see what we do as just two dudes, and we're like, that was enjoyable. That's what I would like to watch. If I was watching something, this is something I would watch. And that's how, I feel like how, especially with like film and music and stuff like that, like just art in general, that's usually kind of how it goes. Like a lot of the time is like artists are like, what do I like? Like what do I like? What do I want to put out there?
Yeah.
It's definitely been really cool. Like I definitely feel like I'm finding myself as an artist, like in doing Chase and Shep with you. It's been real, man. It's been real. Let's just
No, it really has, man. And
we'll end it.
it's dope as fuck. And even like today, I sat back and I was thinking like, I got my birthday coming up in 2 days and shit, and I was thinking back to a year ago. Um, because like this birthday, I was like, man, we'll be going live on Wednesday, we'll be doing our thing, and that's dope. But other than that, man, like I really ain't got nothing besides working in the studio planned for that day. And I was like, I remember this time last year, everything was shut down and everybody was like just staying at home doing their thing. And when it was like my birthday, I was like, damn, like that was like the first year I was like, I want to do something though. And I feel like it was because I couldn't, but I really wanted to do something. And it was like, I was just so pissed and angry, and all this shit. And, people were really nice to me and try to do nice gestures and this and that. But I was still just like, well, it's cool, but I just gonna go home after work and do fucking nothing. And that's dope and this and that. And it's like flip side to this year, where, that seems to be the plan. But I was sitting back like just so like content and happy at where I am now compared to there. Cause I was like, man, like, we're doing the 100th episode tonight. I was like, yo, we just popped out with some new music, some 420 stuff. I'm like way into doing the Halloween shit. It's like my birthday's coming up. Life's great. I got money in the bank. Just took my first vaccination shot. So hopefully that's like we can get summer rolling now because if when that goes down, if it all goes down smooth and I'm still here after that, like it's going down, you know what I'm saying? So it was like it was nice to sit back and reflect on where I was last year versus this year. And 34 is about here in 2 days for me. And one of my all-time favorite people, Walter Payton of the Chicago Bears, number was 34. So it is, for me, it's the year of sweetness. It's going to be a very sweet year, I feel like.
23 was mine, my Jordan year. My
There you
sister's
go.
Jordan year is coming up, and I told her, I said, your Jordan year is coming up. That's that shit.
Just shoot for the sun. I mean, 23 was pretty good for me too, man.
Jordan year, bro. And honestly, I can't even take credit for that. 23 has always been my number. Like it's been like the family number in some ways. But my a good buddy of mine, when I told him, yeah, I'm turning 23, he goes, bro, it's your Jordan year. And I was like, I dig that. And it was too. It was. I was gonna say like so I watched the Oscars last night and stuff. And the during the pre-show, Lil Rel Howery was hosting a lot of it, and he was doing such a good job. But like what I think I liked about it is because we're currently riding this Chase and Shep, and the thing I keep telling people is that my goal is 100th Oscars. I'm gonna be there for the 100th Oscars. Like that is I'm like determined. That's like my goal. Whether I hit it or not, fuck it. I don't care. It's like my goal, bro.
What one was last night?
93. That it was the 93rd Oscars. So I'll be damned. Like because I got a 5-year plan here, and that's 7. So like we should be Gucci, man. We should have already been there. Like the 100th should just be guaranteed to like, hey, y'all come on back now. You hear?
I feel like the Easter Sleigh should have made like top indie.
Right? Like how we didn't win in like an independent spirit. I don't know. Maybe next year. But I love that like Lil Rel is hosting, and like one of the first people he talks to, the Lucas brothers, show up. And it's just the way they're talking to each other. And then the same thing happened with him and Daniel Kaluuya later. And it's like all of these people are like they're friends, and they started, like those dudes, like Lucas Brothers and him, like they all started as comedians. Like they came up in all of this together. They've been friends.
Right.
And
Yeah.
like their reaction with one another is just like, bro, we're at the Oscars. Can you fucking believe this? And I like just seeing that last night really just felt like it felt good, man. Uh it makes me want to double down on the 100th Oscars, bro. Like we're on our way. Chase and Shep, we're gonna be sitting right there. The whole
Somehow,
team,
some way. Whole squad's coming with us.
we're gonna make something amazing.
No, I think setting goals like that is definitely, you got to think it and ink it, is what my man JDF, the Green Ranger, always said back in the day. Think it and ink it. Um, hey, bro, he's an inspiration. What can I say?
What can you do?
He'd be somebody I'd love to have on a Mental Health Monday if we ever could. We ever got that? Hey, we're gonna get that baller one day. You'll see it one day. I will have my childhood hero up
Hey,
on
we're
our
we're,
Mental
we're
Health
getting
Monday.
there. I'm hoping we can bring some more stuff. This isn't reflection now. This is looking ahead, uh, which is not today's theme. But it would be dope to start getting some more people that can tell us about the industry a little bit. Give us some more of those juicy Carradine stories. Fucking, who else is working with Robert Carradine? I want to hear these stories. Do they all fucking line up?
Let's get right to the stories. Let's see.
Get to the kids. But
Reflecting upon things, like I said, it's always really good. I'm a big fan. See, I was just doing it today. I like to reflect on different. And I'm getting old, so reflecting is just getting to be a part of life. You
Yeah.
reflect back on, wow, where was I at a couple of years ago? I remember turning 30, and shit like that. And it is what it is. And like I said, most of my shit comes with like my music, just because it's like, damn, bro, like we've really did something there with it. It's out there. Like there's a lot of it. And then,
Well,
this year I'm going to put my first like legit, like here's a Halloween album. So never done that before.
so I started, this, but like I started doing the music stuff like quite a bit last year, like at the beginning of the quarantine stuff. And I started burning copies of the CDs, and so it's like here's all my music, and it's I got 5 things here. I got five projects already in the past year. Two of those with you, classics. Chase and Shep's 420 special. Chase and Shep Christmas EP. You know where to find them. ChaseandShep.com, baby. It's all free. It's all free. But I too, like, I don't know, doing this, especially doing the 420 mixtape, made me feel a little more secure as a musician. I feel like as an artist in that way. And now, I'm also trying to do like an official, like, okay, let me try to do something where I'm not using samples that can't be cleared, and like try to do something that's more of like, here's an album. Like this is an official Chase Continues release. I started messing with it yesterday. I'm liking what I'm hearing. I'm excited. To see where it goes, man.
Same, man. This is the same way I'm getting with the Halloween stuff. We're halfway to Halloween right now. Just about. It's right around my birthday. That's what I always enjoy. I wasn't. My sister was born on Halloween, but I was not. But I was born halfway to there, so pretty
So
damn
you have
close.
a St. Patrick's sister and a Halloween sister.
St. Patrick's and a Halloween sister. Yep, I do. And then the rest of us were all born on 28s. Other than that, so it's very, very weird unisons within the familia. The kids, they didn't turn out that way, so be it. Stop there just with that, but it is what it is.
Interesting.
Still was interesting growing up and shit like that, but it's fun getting into this and to sit back yesterday and The other day, like I told you, I was like, damn, I was just throwing, I threw the songs I had finished and started up into, a player, and then I was like, all right, here's the Halloween beat I was making that I wanted to use. I'll write something to that one. Listen to another one, like, yeah, I forgot about that one. I'll start to that one. Then I was like, oh wait, I got this other one that I had from like 2-3 years ago. Throw that on there. And I looked and it said 10 items, 31 minutes. And I was like, damn, if that ain't shit, like 10:31, and this is a Halloween jaunt. So, there's stuff I want to change with it, but it's like I got to keep in mind that if I go to this song and I add 45 seconds to this song, I need to go cut out 45 seconds from another song, or from a couple of songs 15 seconds from a few, type shit.
Somebody might get booted and be a bonus track released on its own. Sacrifices are going to have to be made to keep that 1031.
I mean, and there's, it's open because it's like that. Like, say somebody wants a verse, I can add a verse to that song, but I got to take another verse away from a different song. So we're gonna have to choose. It's like, oh, here we go. We're gonna have to choose, and it's like, to me, the easiest way to do that would be like, all right, here's the song I haven't wrote to, and it's 3 minutes and 17 seconds. So let's make something brand new, but it has to be 3 minutes and 17 seconds long.
There you
go. Type shit like that, just to keep it, man, because I feel like that's the vibe.
It's definitely the vibe. I think you should.
And it's shaping up, like I said, it's shaping up to be like, in my opinion, of course, I'm gonna think it's dope because it's shit I'm making, but.
And I'm your buddy, so I'm also biased. But
I
enjoy it.
Like I said, it's getting there. I be thinking of bits and pieces all the time, and I just, like I said, I got three songs, four songs, 4 or 5 left to do.
Nice.
And then I can go into the studio and really start recording them.
So to jump out of the future, come back into reflection. We talked on. We said we were going to talk a little bit about good reflection and bad reflection. Reflecting on the bad too. I guess this next thing. I guess this isn't necessarily the bad per se. I guess it's just a little bit more down note sort of thing. But so I went and saw my great grandmother today. We call her Gigi, and she's passing, and it's hard, man. It's definitely hard. It's going to be a tough one for sure. And like I said, I had that dilemma today of like, do I want to go over there and see her one more time, or do I want to keep that image of her as she was, like in my head? And in the end, I ended up going for my aunt to spend some time with her and be there for her, and because I knew she could use the support. But while I was there was a moment where I was just in the room alone, with my grandma, and like she wasn't saying nothing, she's just laying there with her eyes closed. Like I can tell that she's ready, and my aunt just gave me a cup of coffee, and I'm just sitting there, and the quiet. The only thing on is the TV, and it was one of those things, man, that I kind of, like you said something that reminded me of this earlier, but I just kind of sat there in that calm moment with my grandma, in that silence, with the TV on, like, hey man, this might be the last time I sit here and watch The Price is Right, with my grandma. Like I couldn't tell you how many times I've done this before, and I just took that moment to sit there and reflect and just appreciate, being there with her, and I don't know. I was glad I went. I was glad I went. It was a nice moment of reflection for sure.
It definitely makes life a little bit better. And that's a lesson that it took me a while to get. I was one of those people that was like, I don't fucking need you in life. I don't need nobody. I just need myself. If people want to be in my life, cool. If they don't, fuck them. I don't need them, type shit. But I lost a lot of good people. And I lost a lot of good people, not because of nothing bad, but I was living life. I was not around. Time is a fuck concept. We only got so much and so little of it when you really break it down and think about it, that a lot of people unfortunately get left behind, especially when, like we've always talked about chasing our dreams and stuff. So I was always chasing like music. I lost a lot of good people just because they wanted to go out and party and stuff, and it's like I fuck with that, but I really want to fuck with music tonight. Like I want to do some why don't you come over here and let's record some music or something? And they're just like, no. And it's like, all right, that's cool. So I don't know where I was going. I just kind of like totally lost my entire train of thought. Damn.
Hey,
But
I'm glad it's not me for once.
no, but oh no, okay. So like, after losing a bunch of people, a lot of close people with me, because it happens and it's always unexpected. I really started to take my time with certain things in life and really do what you were just saying. And there's been certain people in life, certain like moments, just seeing sceneries and stuff. And it's like I really sit down and I get in my head and I'm like, yo, I'm in this moment. I want to remember this moment. I'm feeling like I want to know everything about, what I'm saying? Like you can almost like smell the moment, sort of shit when you get back and you think about it. But it's like I've really started, like it's made, certain stuff like, life happens and it sucks, but it's like I took that time to really enjoy a moment with that person that I still remember right now. I'll probably never forget that shit. And it makes it a little bit more special, because I don't be doing that with like everybody every time, type shit. It's
Right.
it's only like really if I took that damn fucking time to be like, I'm appreciating this moment right now, like to myself, like I really appreciated that fucking moment. Whether
Yeah.
the people be in my life still or no, still appreciated that shit.
Well, uh, again, reflecting on now, kind of transitioning into that bad, reflecting on that the bad moments of life. The thing is, like, I don't see a lot of those moments as bad moments anymore. And I think it's weird that people like frown upon that perspective. Like people are like, oh well, you're only misremembering that these are like, you're making yourself think that these situations were better than they were, and it's like, well, I mean, no, it's just like you gotta like, I don't know, man, you gotta appreciate that bad shit in life. Like I would not be who I am if it wasn't for the hardest moments in my life. And I say this often, but I know that I am lucky to be who I am, to be able to reflect and to look on moments and say, hey, this was fucked up, man. Like this was, I didn't like the way this felt, or I liked the way this felt, or like, how do we get there from this? How do we get away from that, from this? You know what I mean? And shit.
Reflecting is good for that.
I'm glad you jumped there. It almost got me, the train of
No,
thought.
reflecting is really good for that. And in reflecting and choices that I've made or not made,
Mhm.
it's made me figure out what I want and don't want in certain aspects of my life, so I could set a boundary.
Yeah.
So whenever that came back into my life, it's like, nope, like I've already been down that road. We ain't doing that shit again. I'm sorry. But I mean,
Yeah.
like, I don't know, man.
Learning your history, otherwise you're doomed to repeat it, sort of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's definitely, as they say, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results, right? Like, I think that quote, man, like hearing that really hit me. Like the first time I heard that, like I really took that to heart. And from that point forward, like kind of upon hearing that quote, I was like, you know what? Anytime I feel like I'm beating my head against the wall, like doing the same shit, and I notice these patterns, uh, I'm gonna put a stop to it, because we've seen what these results are gonna be. You know what I mean? Every single time, it's gonna be the same shit. So you might as well try something new for once. And if that doesn't work out, hey man, you tried. And like you're saying, a lot of people, they may not be around forever in your life, for whatever sort of circumstances. But I think on a lot of people who, even not necessarily people who left in bad circumstances, but people that I met like for very brief moments of time, whether it be like an hour, like a moment in a bookstore, just stuff like that, like these random people, you know what I mean, who have also floated through my life as well, and it's like, bro, like you know, it just feels like you got to meet certain people. Certain people are there to do certain things in your life. You know, I'm just one of those people that believes that kind of thing. And I think the reason I believe in it is because of reflection. Like to reflect back on these things is where I find the proof in that. You know, to look forward, you're like, ah, that's a bullshit. But you look back, and you're like, fuck, maybe. You know, I don't know, because it definitely seems like I wouldn't be who I am today. It's like I'm still telling certain stories, aren't I? I still remember these people.
No,
So
I feel that. Like, yeah, no, I'd be doing that, like I said, all the time. And like you were saying earlier, I'd be reflecting on the bad a lot too. I don't know if people don't like to do that or do, but like I like reflecting on that. When I've been at a line, I like to look back and reflect on that. And because there's always a reason why.
mhm,
Sometimes you find some shit out about yourself. You know what I mean? One of the most recent times that I can think about it was like a year and a half, 2 years ago or something. You know, with some girl and stuff. Got in some dumb argument type shit. And I was like sitting there thinking to myself, doing some self reflecting. I'm like, why am I acting like, why am I getting weird about this shit right now? Like,
yeah,
and it was over some like, like stupid shit about like, I'll be there and like, at this time, and she wasn't at some shit like that. And like really thinking hard on my shit and being like, damn, like kind of went back to like, I was thinking, I was like, yeah, it kind of reminds me like when I was a kid. And my dad would be like, yeah, I'll be there at like 5 to pick you up. And then I'd be like waiting for him. It'd be like 9:30. And my mom would be like, Aaron, I don't think your dad's coming. And I'd be like, nah, he's coming. And shit like that. And it's like, damn.
mhm,
I'm like remembering that shit within this person and like taking out that weird anger I haven't thought about in years
mhm,
on this person because of that. And it was a good reflection because it's like right when you realize that, it's like you understand where that emotion within you is coming from. So it's like it's not directed towards that person. Don't direct it towards them. You know what I mean?
yeah, definitely.
And it helps you start growing because, like, since then, I'd like to say I probably haven't had that. Well, I have, I haven't had that problem. It's not like I've been going out on multiple dates or anything like that. But like, I haven't had that. I haven't had those issues pop up because I've realized them within myself while reflecting and got to work through that shit on my own terms.
Definitely.
So I mean, like I said, reflecting on the bad can do some good. It could end up doing good when you realize everything, in my opinion, is, you know, you're either doing your best or you're learning a lesson. That's how I look at right and wrong.
Word.
Because you should always try to do your best. And then doing your best, I think you should be kind. You should be empathetic. You should be helpful, respectful, you know.
Definitely.
And learning a lesson means you fucked up. Straight up, like I fucked up, learn a lesson. If you learn a lesson, then you're good. If you just walk away from that shit and then go fuck up again doing the same shit,
Yeah.
now you're fucking up.
Yeah. Now you're definitely fucking up. Now
Yeah.
it's
You got to learn that lesson, man, because we'll always, all of us, forever. Like, and that, that's refreshing to me to sit back and think, like, when I fuck up, to sit back and go, this sucks, but it's probably not the worst it's gonna be, man. I'm probably gonna fuck up twice as hard, at some point than this. So like, fuck it. You know what I mean?
might as well learn what you can. Yeah.
And that's what I say. You take that lesson, you learn, you grow as a person, and you move forward. You put it in the past. You don't dwell. You reflect. You don't dwell, though.
Don't dwell. It's reflection.
Yeah, and then you put it in the past. You learn a lesson. You move forward, and you see a brand new sunrise. You drive by on your little dirt bike.
Right the fuck into it with your motorcycle. You just drive straight into the sunrise. Oh man.
It was good timing on that guy's behalf.
Yeah. We paid that guy. I don't know how relevant this is to this conversation per se, but I feel like it's worth throwing out there. You said something that reminded me of it. A couple of years ago when I was taking a trip, I was in the car and like a lot of us do, dude cuts me off and I'm like pissed, I start to get all like, oh, just, road rage. And in that moment, I'm alone in the car. I got, a decent drive ahead of me, like hours in the car, and this was like pretty close to the beginning of the trip, and I was just like angry, and then like something went off in my head that's like, bro, why are you angry about this? Like, why are you this angry about this situation? And just thinking about that and deciding that it wasn't worth getting angry over, I just calmed down. I just like it just left me. Like every little, it was so weird that it all bubbled up, and with that one little thing, it just all went away. Now, what I found more interesting was after that is just like that feeling, that leftover feeling that's almost just like, I don't know, in a weird way, you feel like you're some sort of like drug addict having a withdrawal. You're just like, I feel like I need to be angry. Like that's the reaction I'm supposed to have to this situation. And I shut it off like mid anger, but it's just like no, like that's just kind of how we're programmed. And isn't that kind of weird? Like we're so used to it. Same as like the phone, like the phantom, like you have your phone, you think it's vibrating. It's kind of the same shit. Like you're just so used to getting angry in certain situations that when you decide not to be, you're like, what now? I feel weird. Like my body feels weird. Like, shouldn't I be fucking like flipping the bird or like telling this guy?
I'm usually pretty good with driving and not being angry, but
Since that day, I've never had a problem.
it reminds me of a funny story of a girl I was dating at the time. We were going to like Target or some shit, you know what I'm saying? And people out by the mall, they be driving like ass, you know. So I got a little upset, and I was like, you know, I was just like, God, you slow son of a bitch, or something like that, you know. I don't think it was anything. When I say that kind of shit to me, I'm not being serious, but I think she took it as very serious.
Something far worse than that today to somebody who I think, well, he blew smoke at us, so he deserved the name he got.
But like, the girl broke up with me not too long after that, and I think that was one of the reasons. She's like, well, you got road rage and shit. I'm like, I was like, okay, yeah. I was like, I got road rage as much as I'll just be like, you know, when I'm driving, if the light turns green and they're there, I'm like, fucking go, man. Like, come on. But like, I ain't gonna be like,
right.
Besides one time, besides one time, we're doing reflection, so let's reflect, because I was just feeling good that day. Have you ever just felt great? Sun shining down, it was a beautiful day outside, perfect. I think I had some girl text to my line and stuff at the time, so I was just, you know, hey, just getting it. And I was driving home, doing my thing, and there's this person in front of me driving, right? And I was gonna pass him, but then I was like, nah, you know what, fuck that, I ain't gonna pass him. I'll just wait because we about to be in town anyway. So like, I was waiting, and like, I could see them like looking at me in their mirror, and then they put their hand out the window and they went like this. And again, I was on one. So when I seen that, I was just bopping along to a song, and I went poof, like that, bopping back along like, fuck you, tell me get off your ass. And this girl decided to slam on her brakes at that moment. So I don't feel like this is a story of me having road rage as much as her. I had to slam on my brakes, and she was all driving like an ass after that, and like trying to like speed up, and like, because I took a different route, and somehow she got behind me and decided I'm gonna drive up and get on his ass. And I was just like, all right, you like, go ahead, shit, you can hit me, that's on you, like that ain't on me right now. So I was just driving, doing my thing still, but it was funny. Like, I thought it was funny, but she did not. So if that lady watches our podcast by any chance, I'm sorry. I was on one that day, man. Like, you know, some days you're on one.
Some days you're on one, man. Some days you're on one. I will admit, there was, I don't know what it was today, but when I was with my sister, kind of wasn't road rage, but like, I don't know, man. Like, people were just like had a staring problem today, and for whatever reason, it got under my skin. Like it just so many people, like it's so many different like stoplights. It's like I'm just getting like just full blown like going past me in the car, just maintaining like
because they know you, bro. They're like, is that Chase from Chase Shep?
I don't know these fucking people unless they're like, yo, Chase Shep, what up? Which, you know, what up? Say something next time, you know, give a brother a wave. But these guys are just like, nasty ass look, eyeballs, and that one got to me today. I was like, I'm gonna slap a motherfucker today. Slap those eyeballs right back into that skull, dude. But
Sometimes you got to, bro.
we try
Sometimes
to. We're as chill as we can be, you know.
I don't like getting mad driving because, you
No,
know, I used to never speed.
dangerous.
I do drive a little bit faster these days. Probably should stop, but um, I used to never speed, bro.
Yeah.
I used to just play cool, safe. I found out that if you went fast or not fast, you still got places in the same amount of time.
Usually.
Maybe a couple minutes difference. So, oh well.
I don't know. Sometimes I like to race the clock on the old GPS. I like to be like, is that when you think I'm gonna make it? I'd like to prove you wrong, Mr. GPS.
Yeah, that's solid. I like doing that.
That's
too.
always a fun little game. Yeah, the GPS is usually right about 100% of the time.
Well, now because I think now they figure out what speed you're going
Yeah, like
and
it's,
generate the time that way instead of like back in the day they used to just take the speed limits and adjust it that way. Because they thought we was good old honest Americans. He's only driving 65 on that highway. He ain't going faster. It's like,
you think?
am I not? I
Right.
might be. I don't know, man. Reflecting was good. I've
Yeah.
been talking with people lately about my time in the Navy, reflecting on that. It was all right. It was
Interestingly enough, here we are at our 100th episode. We're talking about reflecting. And I do a lot of it, and I encourage it. I encourage the reflecting, and I'm probably not going to stop reflecting because we don't dwell, we reflect. Don't dwell. Can't
don't
have
dwell, baby.
But honestly, man, I'm kind of ready to quit reflecting so much. You know what I mean? Quit looking back so much. I'm ready to start looking forward. I'm ready to uh, fuck. Maybe not even that. You know, I think enjoying this right here. You know, enjoying the moments. You know,
It is dope, man. Like the moment is good always when you're in it, and you're never not in the moment. You're always in the moment. So that's one of the beautiful things about being in the moment. But no, I feel that, man. It'll be fun to reflect on episode 200. Back
oh,
to this conversation right here
right.
about reflecting.
Wait till we reflect on reflecting.
It's going to be a trip.
We're
But
gonna get 2 mirrors. We're really gonna
reflect.
Look, have you ever stood between 2 mirrors? That is weird. To reflect on reflecting, that's exactly how it's gonna that's exactly what it's gonna be like.
No, it should be, like I said, man. I'm ready to look forward to the future too. We got some dope shit coming at you this year. Still planned. We're still planning. Even when we're planned, we're still planning on top of those plans
Right.
to plan some more, to fit in a couple more hours of free time to plan a little bit more.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about
I feel like that pretty much sums up what we do behind the scenes here at Chase and Shep.
right.
Pretty
Well,
much to a T.
unless it's the day of a show, in which case we're putting the whole thing together that day. We probably filmed like maybe
A little bit.
We're getting there. And the thing is, we've got the best laid plans. We're like, yes, we're gonna get ahead of ourselves. We're gonna like get some shit. We'll have like a little backstock to pull out of. We won't have to rush. And then that's not what happens.
It's not what happens, but I think it got us here to where we're going to be building that.
I honestly think it makes Chase and Ship what it is. I think it forces the two of us to be more creative. We were talking about it earlier. You know, it definitely puts us in a position to get risky, to try new things, to really flex that creative muscle in a lot of different ways. You know, so I dig it. I'm looking forward to another 100, my man.
Oh yeah, me too. I'm ready to see what the fuck we're gonna think of next.
I know.
Should
We're
be
at 100, and at least coming up here in May, we're gonna do this today. But I mean, life, you know. But hopefully, in May we're gonna have Chase and Shep TV 24 hours, 7 days a week. It's Chase and Shep show with full bumpers, commercials. I mean, it's an entire TV channel that runs all the time, man.
Yeah.
Can't hate on that.
No.
It's Shep TV. And if you're digging it and you just can't get enough of it, go to the Chase and Shep store, get yourself some merch. You can get t-shirts. We don't have any hats yet. That kind of pisses me off. I don't like that we don't have hats, bro. This website has also, they say they're working on it, but they need to do it faster. But we got masks, while that's still in fashion. If you're not trying to get vaxxed, we got those masks. So
Be double safe.
catch your boys chasing Shep for then we'll catch that COVID for you.
We got you.
Right here. We'll stop it.
Catch it in your mouth.
Water bottles, mugs, pillows, blankets. We'll just make shit for you because we can. We can offer these things to you. And if you choose to buy it, great. But we have that. Chase and Shep TV, Chase and Shep merch. Our first scripted series is on the horizon, But until that gets here, we got plenty of season 3 left.
Plenty.
Season 3, your regularly scheduled programming of Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays at 7 p.m. I mean, they're going to be here through at least the end of June, for sure.
Yeah, pretty much, man.
For sure.
We ain't going nowhere. We ain't stopping no thing. 100 deep. We're ready for another 100 more, and beyond. And it should be dope, man. I don't know what we got planned. We don't know what we got planned, and that's the beautiful thing about it.
Absolutely.
Like, it's going to be off the cuff, off the fly. We'll probably do some regular shit. We'll probably get bored of that really quick and be like, we need to do something different, man.
Yeah.
It's just how we roll.
Yeah. Well, we know for a fact Fridays are going to be looking different here soon. I don't know how soon. I don't know if it'll be this Friday. I don't know if it'll be next Friday. But if there's anything that you guys want us to review, if there's anything you guys want us to go check out, we will.
Do. You can make us do some fucked up Fridays or something. I don't know.
Right. For a little bit. Well, Fantastic Fridays is on pause till at least June 11th.
Yeah, until the low-key. We'll probably maybe pop back if something else drops that's dope enough.
Yeah, I know. Oh, well, I mean, I know there's plenty of pretty dope movies coming in May, so we'll probably talk on those. But, thanks, everybody. 100 episodes. We appreciate you. SmithsonShep.com for all of that. Help us get to 75 subscribers before May.
75?
75. That's just one more. We just need one more subscriber before May. A quarter mile at a time, like Vinny Diesel likes to say.
Go smash that subscribe button, fam. Hit that like. Hit a like for your hippie. We stay trippy. Smooches and deuces.
Peace, boys and girls.